How's it going, everybody? It's Jim Cool here, back again with another narration for CALLOUS Invitational 6. And this is quite an exciting one. We've got UD up against Pkleech. UD, a veteran of the format, inventor of the most prolific version of Big 5 Starmie. Definitely an innovator of the metagame historically, and also one to bring flashy, funny Pokemon such as Steelix and Regice. He's brought some very fun teams in this tournament, and I've been really enjoying watching his games. Pkleech is an up-and-comer, coming off quite an upset against Star Master. Most people would not have predicted him to win that, but as a fellow up-and-comer myself, I've got a lot of faith in Pkleech. I think he's here to prove himself. He's here to make a statement, and let's see how he matches up. We've got the old guard against the new face in the format. Let's see how it goes. We've got a Hariyama up against a Tyranitar turn 1, and we see a knockoff on a switch out to Claydol. Obviously threatening Brick Break, forcing out the Tar there. Mence comes in against Claydol. Didn't take much from that Psychic. And we see a Rachi revealed as well. Celebi coming in on Swampert. Tyranitar in on Celebi. Bit of double switch gaming there. Yama comes in. Looks like Thick Fat. That took very little from Ice Beam. We're going to see a Brick Break this time, yes. That chip on Claydol's permanent. Doesn't have lefties anymore, so the game plan for UD could be just chipping down this Claydol slowly. It's not able to chip heal. One of its greatest qualities, its sand immunity. Now nerfed. And that's a pretty enormous Toxic right there on the switch to Swampert. That's a pretty huge advantage. Leech does a bit of chip to sell this incoming Celebi with Ice Beam, but Celebi can shrug that off pretty well. I'm sure it has Recover, Leech Seed, etc. This Tar remains to be seen if it has a Crunch, but probably Fire Blast, and Yama is a very free switch into just about every Tar set that exists. We see a Whirlwind Yama. Looks like some kind of fat Yama stall from UD here. Whoa, a counter there. Let me back up. He was in the face of a Metagross, clicked counter, expecting a mash. Leech just goes for a simple switch to Claydol, and now scouts out a very important surprise option. Not going to get caught off guard by counter anymore. Wishment's going to pretty safely heal up here. I mean, the Snorlax could curse up on the Protect turn, of course. Just takes the opportunity to get Celebi in safely with the Wish backup. Now threatening a Leech Seed. Unfortunate Paralyze, but not the end of the world. Going to take another Slam. Pkleech going to take his chances. There's full Para chance on the Celebi, of course. And Claydol going to come back in. Leech loves coming in on this Claydol. Could just Psychic this Yama. Trying to maneuver in Snorlax. Fishing for slams is one of the best things Leech has going for him here. Does get another power on Celebi. I mean, he can pressure this Celebi if he's getting the powers. Does he see a full power? Yeah, this Celebi is quite low now. So Leech forced to switch out, not going to risk dying. So Celebi's super low. Could be eliminated if UD isn't careful. And Gyarados revealed as the last Pokemon. A Gyara without any Mag support. It can work without Mag. I do question his plan against Skarmory, perhaps. He probably has Focus Punch then. Or some other ways to break through Skarmory and bait it in and chip it down. To support this Gyarados. Gyara now knocked off. Interestingly, we saw a double edge rather than an HP Fly, so that probably signifies an HP Rock Gyarados from Pkleech. Another Slam Para. That is enormous. And I think it is a Thick Fat Yama based on the Ice Beam damage earlier, so I don't think he has a Guts boost at the moment. Claydol coming back in on what he thought was probably a fighting type attack, and he doubles in again after the threat of Psychic. Pkleech making some pretty bold maneuvers. That's an unfortunate crit. But that mass should... I was going to say should finish off Mence, but the Mence has like full defense investment. Whoa, nice agility. I guess on the way out he just thought... I mean, the wish is kind of wacky from UD there. Didn't opt to just flamethrower. Okay, Leech obviously threatening a explode right here. I wonder how UD is going to... Oh, never mind. So UD... I guess that means that he probably didn't even run explode. It was probably rock slide last. Because surely you would just click explode. And UD kind of got bailed out there. I mean, that Metagross went from being big nothing to threatening to eliminate something. That was quite a interesting sequence there. So Garrett in. I don't think this Celebi is scared of it because Leech clicked double edge earlier. And UD is observant. He realizes probably this Gyarados doesn't have HP flying to hit this Celebi very hard. Unless it's an elaborate bluff from... That looks like HP Ghost. So, I don't know if UD expected that, but going Claydol was definitely a safe way to go about this. He doesn't really need Claydol in this matchup very much. Leech doesn't have Spike, so I definitely think that was a smart play. Gara can run HP Ghost occasionally. It's not the most standard thing in the world, but... And this sub-CM Jirachi looks very well positioned. I don't think that this Tar can deal with it unless it has Roar. He has Carmined it up into the safety zone of not losing a sub anymore to Flamethrower. So I think that this Jirachi actually just wins the game. Sub-CM Wish Jirachi is quite unusual. I'm going to assume that he has something other than Psychic because... You wouldn't want your only attack to be Psychic on this particular set, I think. That would be pretty bad. I'm thinking Fire Punch is usually the most common option on a single attack Rachi. What an unusual set, but... Does make sense, I guess. I mean, this type of team always loves having Wish support. Also appreciates a... win condition like Sub-CM Rachi that can set up against things like enemy Blissey, enemy Celebi. Bit of roll compression in this set. And he's going to max out. He's going to completely max out the Jirachi's special attack and special defense. Pkleech getting a crit, but to what end? You know? UD gonna rinse and repeat. Nothing to say about this. This is just... bit of button clicking. And we're gonna finally see what attack this is. You know, I'm surprised that this Claydol didn't come in. I guess it's pretty vulnerable to chip damage without leftovers, but it could at least Earthquake and break the subs. It's bulky enough to not mind a Fire Punch too much. I mean, way earlier it could have come in. I guess this Snorlax likely doesn't have Earthquake. Both this Swampert and this Claydol could have forced out this Jirachi. This Tar Standing and Click and Flamethrower is not really a winning line. Even though it's not ideal to go Swampert, take the chip damage, I feel like it's a little bit better than just allowing this Jirachi to boost all the way up. Especially after it revealed Wish, you can... I mean, there's always a guessing game with Jirachi's coverage. Swampert or Claydol could both be threatened by Ice Beam or HP Grass. But once you see Sub-CM Wish, I would assume... it's Fire Punch as the one attack. Because that's the most common attack to have as a singular option on Jirachi. Anyway, he might have had too many boosts at that point after revealing Wish. That could be another thing that I may have forgotten about. I think this Jirachi will just sweep now. I think that the sub was already chipped, and I don't believe that... Whoa, okay, nice Fire Punch. I guess that covers the Focus Punch. No need to sub when you live a hit from anything anyway. Yeah, UD risking an earthquake. I mean, he has to take the earthquake anyway, actually, so this is fine. And this Swampert is going to just slowly it out of the Toxic. Sub slightly more optimal because it chips down with Toxic, and this Swampert turns out to not have Earthquake, I guess. That's unusual as well. That's GG. Well played to UD there. Well done. I don't know if Leech could have maybe played that differently. I mean, I myself lost to a CM Wish Jirachi in a similar way recently. But let's get into game 2. Let's see if Leech can make a comeback here or UD is going to get a decisive 2-0 victory. We've got a Tar Zap situation. UD Fire Blasting, predicting maybe a Skarmory coming in on the Tar. And UD using a Gyarados of his own. He's a fan of this Pokemon. His famous Steelix Mag team has a Gyarados on it. So Pkleech at this point can say probably there's a Mag. There's likely a Mag here. That looks like HP Rock though, actually. So could be another Gyaro without Mag. Could be another self-sufficient Gyarados moment. Fori gonna create 2 spikes. Not bad. Gets eliminated by Doug, but makes 2 spikes on its way out. And his Gengar threatening the entire world as it does. Forces in a Bliss. A Wisp going to keep the chip damage going on this Bliss. We could see something like Taunt here from Gengar perhaps. Nope, just a simple switch back to Tar. This is very likely a Pursuit Tar alongside this Forretress. Unfortunate Fire Blast miss there. Skarm did not love taking that big chip. Looks like a Rock Slide last on probably a Pursuit Tar. Nice option, gives you a bit of breathing room versus things like Moltres and Zapdos. UD seems to be happy to take this Surf to chip down the Suicune. Perhaps into Gengar range. And the signature Steelix from UD coming in. Successful spin block. Claydol obviously threatening a Psychic. Whoa, a very lucky freeze right there. That's enormous. That is going to be totally shutting down the Rapid Spinner for Pkleech. And Doug comes in on a switch to Blissey. Very well played. Super crazy structure from UD, the Doug, Steelix, Gara. You would think that this team mandates Magneton, but UD says he can deal with Skarmory his own way. He doesn't need Magneton to thrive. We've got Ice Punch chipping down this frozen Claydol. Very unfortunate freeze, but he thaws out and threatening a 2-hit right here with Psychic. It's not looking great for Pkleech. UD trying to eliminate this Claydol the old-fashioned way with a Tyranitar. And it's a rest Claydol. Wow. So that was probably an Aroma Bliss that got taken out there. Makes a lot of sense. We've got a Zapdos and a Suicune as well, which appreciate the aromatherapy support. UD reluctant to click Crunch, just clicking Pursuit over and over. Doesn't want to risk a switch out. Just wants to chip down Claydol as much as it can. And I think, honestly, a rest Claydol is a pretty difficult thing to break through for UD. Takes out the Gengar. Now he can freely spin as long as he gets the opportunity to do so. Maybe against the Steelix he can come in, or a Dugtrio locked into Earthquake. Or does he just go for a Explosion, I was going to say, but of course he can't fit Explosion on the rest Claydol. And HP Rock Gyarados does unfortunately get completely walled by Claydol. I think he probably would have Double Edge then if he's going for this as a way to hit Claydol. Or he just thinks he can sit and set up against this permanently. And he can't do... Claydol can't really hit it much except for this very weak Psychic. I mean, Gara can just sit and HP Rock this, slowly but surely chipping it down. But Claydol does have the advantage of chip heal, Gara doesn't. I think that, and then there's a special defense drop. I think Claydol is in fact winning this 1v1. Yeah, this Claydol has just proven to be very, very difficult to handle for UD. It looked bad for Pkleech, but this Claydol is absolutely stonewalling him at the moment. Reveals to be a rest HP Rock Gyarados. And Skarm going to take the opportunity to come in and roar him out. Deleting the boosts. Steelix obviously does not enjoy Skarmory. And Doug now can Earthquake Steelix if it wants, but Pkleech is going to just go back Skarm. Very safe into Steelix, but Steelix can spam Roar for sure. Now he's going to EQ. UD didn't guess right that time. Could have eliminated the Doug there. Not that it's that impactful, really. Doug isn't that great. We've got a Gyarados up from UD. It's not like he needs to take out Doug or anything. Suicune going to get a crucial rest. Heal itself. And I think that Pkleech's team is just impossible to break through for UD here. I don't know how he ever... The only hope is the Gyarados, but that can just get phased out. Maybe a Gyarados last Pokemon can win, because it would be immune to the phasing, but then Pkleech literally has a Zapdos, so that's also rough. Unless he can somehow maneuver it such that Doug and Steelix die while something like Zapdos is not in yet. That could perhaps be a win condition, because he could maybe kill the Zapdos with the HP Rock. But even Zapdos can live a +1 HP Rock, I'm pretty sure, and just revenge kill the Gyarados. So he would even need a critical hit there. It's not looking good. Dances up. Tanks are toxic. You're going to try and HP Rock this Skarm for a bit of chip, I suppose. Dance again, get roared probably. Steelix's nickname, What Have I Done, is very apt here. I'm sure Steelix is wondering that at this very moment. As he gets roared out ad infinitum, and Dugtrio, oh my gosh, I've been roared in again. What have I done? He's in an infinite loop of asking himself the same question and saying, oh my gosh, shortly afterwards. Dugtrio gonna die soon. On the next spike, so could be a Gyarados moment, potentially. I mean, problem is Skarm can Toxic the Gyara, force it to rest, Zap just comes in and T-bolts. So I don't think this is winnable for UD at all, as long as Pkleech doesn't totally throw. Like the greatest throw in history. It's a pretty straightforward victory, this Skarm. In fact, I might just skip ahead for the benefit of the viewers at home. I mean, we're just going to see it. A bunch of roars. Gyarados forced to rest, and then, of course, Zapdos threatening to kill it. Steelix forced in. Roar again. Now Zapdos can literally just click Thunderbolt twice, and that's a guaranteed victory. GG. Nice victory for Pkleech there, bringing it back a little bit. With quite a signature stally team from him. He's quite a slow-paced player, enjoys the fat teams, and interesting squad from UD, the Furry Gara Steelix. It's very unorthodox. Didn't pan out for him here. Hard. I mean, without Mag, I think you really struggle against this Skarm with Steelix. Steelix gets pretty farmed. He was probably trying to match up this for something else. I mean, Pkleech brings a lot of Jirachi. Maybe he was going for, like, Doug the Jirachi and then go crazy with the Gyarados or something. Anyway, Game 3 time. Let's get into it. Sorry about that visual glitch on the replays. I don't know what's going on with that. A Meta and a Suicune turn 1, and the Suicune subs up. Gets a Surf crit. That's pretty enormous. Takes out Metagross in one fell swoop. And this signature UD Regice. He's used this thing like every set, I feel like. It's a pretty good Pokemon. It helps you a lot on offensive teams against things like Starmie and Zapdos, which you can struggle against, so definitely a special wall that fits on more offensive style teams. Nice Thunder Punch. He did get burned by Flamethrower just now. That's unfortunate, but it's a special Metagross, so he is still able to apply a bit of pressure to this Skarmory and perhaps even eliminate it right here, threatening to kill even after this Protect chip. Threatening to do more than 40%. Are we going to see Blissey come in and try to salvage this? We see an Explode. Nice play by Pkleech. Playing around Explode there. Also, I mean, worst case, he takes like a Thunder Punch and it does Peanuts, and then Gengar can heal up still out of Sand. So, Regice is threatening an Explode on this Blissey, but UD might be hesitant to Explode in the face of this Gengar. Pkleech does go Gengar, probably anticipating that explosion. Regice back in. Are we going to see a Willow? Yeah, now this Regice is on a clock. This Regice now very temporary in its ability to wall stuff. Suicune does enjoy being in on Claydol. Gets a pretty nice amount of chip on this Gengar. That could be a good way to make something happen in this game. Looks to be a Tarless game. No Tyranitar from either player. Pkleech could be deciding not to go to his Tyranitar 6th because he doesn't want to chip down his own Gengar or Blissey. UD correctly Carmine's up on a Protect, and is he going to rest here? Oh, Rain Dance. That is fun. Is it Rest Last? No. It is an offensive Rain Dance Suicune. Subsurf Carmine Rain Dance. Fun set. Went for a Boom. UD playing very aggressive. Pkleech thwarting the aggression here. This Regice has one last hope at this world. Didn't blow up on the Go Blissey moment. UD might need like a DD Salamence or something to clean this up. And brings a Doug again. Doug is a good bring into Pkleech. I do understand it, but he needs something that is a bit more game ending to make this happen here. He needs something like a DD Salamence, which doesn't look logical on his squad. It's probably another special threat. I mean, perhaps like a Carmine Jirachi could do this. Definitely doable. But Pkleech has 5 Pokemon. He opts to sack Regice, and this is a Heracross last. This Heracross, Select Heracross could honestly do this, but Pkleech with an Explosion. Gonna intim and just eliminate this Heracross, not allowing it any opportunity to get its Select Berry. And Pkleech with a bit of a upset once again. Well done. Takes out UD, one of the most historically talented ADV gamers. Pkleech here to prove that he can play with the top level gamers. Here to make a statement, and he very much has. He's defeated Star Master. He's defeated UD. Who can he defeat next? Let's go. Well done. UD, I think, is eliminated now. Unfortunate. He has been very exciting to watch. I would recommend going back and watching his sets because he's brought some Very cool teams, and he was played very flashy, very spectator friendly. He's a for the fans player. I would recommend going back and looking at his sets. One of my favorite players to watch. Well done to UD. A fun performance. Pkleech with an upset. Thank you guys for watching. This has been a very exciting tournament. Stay tuned for future sets. Subscribe to CALLOUS, like the video and all that. Help out CALLOUS Narrates. Goodbye.